Так, у нас live. Hi guys. Today we have a special guest. It's Nick from Harmony. He has outstanding background coming from military and then to the growth hacking and marketing. I'm giving word to my guest just to explain his unique background, and then we will move forward to discuss the future of DAO and our current DAO state to understand what could be improved in that beautiful world. Hi, Nick.
Hello, Aaron. Hello, everyone. Aaron, thanks for the short introduction. It was really nice to hear that I'm an outstanding person. Yeah, but actually, yes, let me tell a few words about myself. And yes, I've been serving in military for 17 years. And then I stopped my service in 2017 and decided what will be the next step for me. How can I develop myself, and how this can also just enforce my freedom? Because, you know, when I was a serviceman, I really felt like I'm not a free man. And for me, freedom, this is three pillars, like your health, which is given you by God or by the nature, yes. And this is money management, which is cryptocurrency. And this is freedom of movement. So you're free to go to any place on this earth. And actually, yes, I had two of them. It's like I finally was able to travel, and I finally, and luckily, I'm healthy, as you can see right now. Yeah, but unfortunately, that time I was not free in terms of money management, and I discovered Bitcoin in 2017. I can say that I discovered Bitcoin just like an early adopter or something like that, because 2017, probably everyone, a lot of us watching this may also remember that 2017 was the first all-time high, about $20K for Bitcoin, and at the time I discovered it. And reading the white paper of Bitcoin changed my mindset and changed my perception of the money. And I really, really like the idea of Bitcoin was discovered for P2P, for changing values between person to person, yeah, which was very important for me. And finally, I understand that I can manage my funds myself, and that crypto is the next iteration, probably the next iteration, or it can be in parallel together with our monetary system that we have right now. Since the time I started developing myself like a marketing guy or business development guy, I was involved in different projects. I created ICOs and launched ICOs. I did bounty campaigns and created them too. Just I worked on the project of GPU virtualization on Ethereum blockchain. And in 2019, I discovered Harmony, the next iteration of proof of stake sharding blockchains. I met the team, and starting from 2018, and by this time, I'm still with them. Since the time, we did a great job and had a great way. We launched our staking dashboard. Right now, you can see that Harmony is one of the most advanced blockchains that Ethereum compatible and propose for developers to build on this technology, on this fast and really cheap technology and good understanding of this world. And in 2021, we decided in Harmony team, I mean, just like we discovered DAOs, and we truly currently believe that DAO is the future of the blockchain. One of the ways, which is cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, will lead people. And DAO is a very, very good operational mindset for all us involved into crypto. And I think during our session tonight, we will discuss what is DAO, how we build DAOs in Harmony, and actually how DAO can change our mindset, our lives, and make it easier, better, or worse. Depends on actually on the conclusions that we will do together. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for the introduction. Yes, the DAO is kind of old topic and new topic. It's one of the biggest topic of that year. And what are the types of DAO? Let's say you're willing to highlight, because we know a lot of very, let's say, very interesting models. But as I know, you have hundreds of interesting DAO projects in your ecosystem, and I'm just willing to ask what type of DAOs actually works right now. Let's talk about the real deal.
Again, thanks for this interesting question, actually. And I need to start with our perception about DAOs. And we decided that DAO is, first of all, it's about people, about sharing responsibilities, about management, the joint treasury. And we decided that DAO for us, for Harmony, can be a good way when we can just onboard people who want to contribute to the project. So for us, DAO doesn't mean that we hire someone, but on the other hand, it means for people who want to contribute to Harmony an ability to work together with a new team, with different people from all over the world, to make decisions together, to contribute, especially in that sphere that they have some skills or knowledge, and make the decision happen and see how they can improve the protocol. And currently, starting from May 2022, we launched not 1,000 DAOs yet, unfortunately. Yes, and yes, one of our directions was like we claim that Harmony will launch 10,000 DAO by 2026, and I think we change it right now not to launch 2,000 DAOs by 2026, but be the home of 2,000 DAOs. So we want not us to launch DAOs, but we want people to come to us and launch their ideas, organize together in teams, organize their DAOs, and launch their project, something like that. And one of the most successful DAOs, I can say one, because there are a lot of really active, I could say even proactive DAOs in Harmony, and DAOs that are solve very important issues and problems for the protocol. For instance, this is Validators DAO, yeah? So probably you guys know that Harmony is the proof of stake blockchain, and we have about 1,000 validating slots in our staking dashboard. There are a lot of, there are a lot of people behind that validators, and those people definitely we decided that those people definitely should be involved in the decision-making process for the staking dashboard, how to develop staking. For instance, very simple example, it's like if we have an idea to increase or decrease number of slots on staking dashboard to give an opportunity to new validators to be elected, something like that. So we don't do this like a team. This is the proposal from our validators community. They start discussing it. They start talking about that on our forum. Sorry.
Yes.
Talking on our forum, and they build together the decisions, the final decision. So there are a lot of proposals, there are a lot of suggestions, but in the end of the day, there is a final representation of all the validators' DAO idea, what should be done, for instance, to increase the number of validating slots. And then this goes to voting. So just like the decision should be definitely made by voting. One of the main important features of any DAO is governance, and governance is like voting. And another very important and interesting DAO we have right now, it's community DAO. This DAO is responsible for all the activities related to our community, and including events, regional events, for instance. So just we build a lot of regional DAOs, and people can organize together, can organize small events or attend big events like Ethereum Prague or Ethereum Amsterdam, just like can wear such t-shirts like me, and they can simply say just this is true, that they are part of the external team of Harmony protocol. They are represented in us, and they're doing some kind of job. And definitely we don't pay them, because we just give a treasury, we full the treasury for the DAO with the amount of money that the DAO is asking us. So just we review their proposal, and if it is decide to approve it. So this DAO will receive definitely.
Just a quick question. How much does it cost in dollars to become the Harmony validator? Because I do realize that it's the voting involved, but by the end of the day, it feels like somebody should also put, let's say, enough money on and stake that money, and how much does it cost
Actually, there are two ways to be involved into Harmony staking. So you can be a validator or you can be a delegator. And to be a validator, you need only $10,000 to launch a validator. Okay. But for that validator, sorry, 10,001 tokens, not dollars, sorry, excuse me. 10,001 tokens is to launch a validator. But this doesn't mean that validator will be, like we say, elected. So just will be involved into signing the transactions, because you need to have a stake on that validator. And this is very interesting part starting when just like you need to work with the community and ask people to delegate to your validator, for instance. Or you can have just like your own stake. And currently, you need to have about 2 million one tokens to be elected. So if you calculate, let's say just like it's 4 cents for one token right now price, to I think it's like $80,000 probably, yeah, or $800,000.
Yeah, I'm just trying to calculate the total amount of money invested to become one of the decision maker making part of the decision making community in Harmony. Because if the current token price is like 4 cents, so like it's 10,000 tokens, it feels like $40.
Yeah. 10,000 tokens is like $40, but to be elected, like to have a big stake, you need 2 million one tokens on that validator. Okay. And 2 million one tokens is like $80,000, I think.
Oh yes, it's already it's already something. It's already yes, it's already.
Yeah, so, but actually, I suggest to everyone listening us and interested in staking not to. If you don't have that huge amount of tokens, you don't need to be a validator. You can simply delegate to the most advanced validators on our staking dashboard, and you will also receive that staking rewards like everyone. So I think it's
kind of delegative democracy. It's like the way how the people delegate their war. It's looking like it seems like United States, where they delegate the voting power to community of representatives. I don't recall the actual name of those guys, but it seems like United States democracy. But I will play with that. I will definitely invest and will buy that 10,000 or maybe 100,000 tokens just to understand how it's actually working. Because it feels like you invest a lot of time and a lot of money to actually create the viable solution for DAO. It's like you invest a lot of energy and passion to make it working, because a lot of beautiful products just beautiful on paper. And I'm, as an Elmas Land leader of Elmas Land community, willing to get that experience and willing to work with actually successful cases. And that's why it feels like you invest a lot of money just to understand how it should work.
Yeah, exactly. This was the part of our $300 million grant program. So DAOs was a part of that. But actually, it started only with one person. There is an amazing guy in our team, Sam Harrison. You can find him on Twitter, for instance.
Yes.
He was just like origin of DAOs. He was granted that responsibilities to develop DAOs, to research on DAOs. And I can say that he built everything from scratch. And finally, by this time, Sam is not the only guy who's responsible for DAOs anymore, because we have our DAO operational team, which is just like only external contributors. So people, open-minded people who are interested in DAOs, who are interested in participating in these operations using DAO, using governance, using everything tooling that we have on DAOs, for instance. Right now, and even just now, we created a One DAO Alliance, which is a huge community of all DAO, of all Harmony DAO together, where people can communicate, can share their experience, can discuss different things. But one DAO alliance, this is not a DAO. This is like a camp, a boot camp for anyone wants to join to the DAO. So you can ask and answer any questions there just and receive all the needed information about Harmony DAOs and actually about the DAOs in general. So this is how it works right now for Harmony. So it started with one person, just with one idea. Then it was one possible person. And currently we have a huge external team of people who is not a core team members, but they are participate and they are contributing to DAOs. Excuse me. Oh my gosh.
Yes, it's. I'm let's say taking a very interesting question. I'm not sure that it's put it correctly here, but I'm just willing to understand. You have a community of DAOs and how they collaborate with each other. How one DAO not just shares the experience, but how they could cooperate. How different type of DAOs could, let's say, creating viable financial ties between each other. Could you tell just a little bit of that?
Yeah, actually, just like to answer this question, thank you for this question. To answer this question, I need to share with you our vision on DAO. Why we create the DAO? And we decided that the DAO should be created for a specific aim, for a specific purpose. So if this purpose is valid right now, so the DAO exists. If this purpose is not valid anymore, we think that the DAO should stop their existence and not to operate anymore. And this is how just like our all other DAOs, they are just like cooperate between them, just like, and they can help each other to implement their goals, to implement their purposes. And if this is the end of the cycle for the DAO, so it's end. If it is not the end of the cycle, and we need another loop to distribute, to deliver that purpose again and again, so this DAO will exist. And in terms of does DAO cooperate with their treasuries together with them, just yeah, we have an idea also in one DAO alliance that all the DAOs which are funded by Harmony will share their treasury and will contribute to the joint treasury. But at the moment, every DAO has a separate treasury and only DAO manages that money and no one else, no one from external DAO. But at the same time, you can participate in different DAOs. So just like one person can be involved into one DAO, two DAO, three DAO, and XYZ DAO. And very simple, and this is not prohibited. We think that we are open.
Still very important question regarding to that DAO collaborations. For example, one type of DAO creating the product, another type of DAO is buying that product. Do you have the ideas of that type of ecosystem where because what's DAO is all about from my perspective? It's a new type of corporations. It's like a unique way of very efficient and very interesting way to manage corporation. So it's type of business to business relationships like that, because it's from my perspective. Correct me if I'm wrong. So if one corporation creating the product, another corporation has a necessity and willing to buy that product, do you have any ideas, let's say, scenarios how the DAOs inside your ecosystem could, let's say, create those ties between each other? Do you have any?
Okay. I think I understand the question. Thank you. And, we call this self-sustainability for a DAO. So we don't want the DAO to be just like only funded and subsidized. We want the DAO people who organize a DAO, they should be organized around the idea, which, like you mentioned, they produce something. Yes, they produce something they can sell on the crypto market. For instance, it can be NFTs. Yeah, so this can be just like DAO tool, which is really important for others to use, for instance, peer-to-peer reviews or something like that. Yeah. And in this way, if they created, let's have an example like NFT collection. NFT collection can be really important for people, yes, because it can be dedicated to some date or do anything in this world, yes, and just like, and why not ask DAOs to buy this NFT, especially if it includes also kind of a staking of farming model, for instance. And how they will cooperate about this. So just like one are selling and another DAO, together with all their community, will pass the voting, will pass the governance, like asking, do we need to spend our treasury for that type of assets or that type of product, something like that? And if the community says, it also depends on the DAO, because it should not be the majority of voices. Sometimes it could be just like a percentage, like 80% or something like that, or maybe just like, based on stake weight or something like that. Doesn't matter, because the DAO is responsible on how they vote. But if they say yes, they will definitely buy that. And this is the cooperation between different self-sustainabilities of different DAOs.
Okay, wonderful. That's probably brilliant way to start all of that. But still, I'm hoping for the success of that DAO motion and to create the viable economical ties. If we're willing to create new type of, let's say, management approach, a new type of management, it's still important for us to create it and have the understanding of the whole ecosystem, like the governments, controlling, or let's say, structuring is a business. Business in their countries, like you as a multinational, multinational meta corporation or whatever, you still somehow structuring all the business related under the umbrella of your brand and Harmony blockchain. So that's multiplying not just every project inside your community, but the community. The Harmony as a whole, because those small economical relationships, it's like GDP, like it feels like that, because I'm actually thinking about the necessity of government itself. We're exposed right now to very inefficient decision-making process of Western countries helping Ukraine with weapons and etc. So we've seen those ineffectiveness. We saw that corruption sometimes, because we know some of the decision-making process, even in the old Western Europe, have ties with. Let's be honest, corruption, and that's why do we need all of that if we could create our own, let's say, our own management structures, because it's all about management. It's what's the reason for the government? It's just management, just a management organization. So if we have, it doesn't matter. We just need to destroy the government itself. Maybe we could let's say take some very important and very important functions and recreate them and operate as we wish, becoming more successful, because being the meta nation, being the nation inside nations, we could create something bigger than the government itself. And with all of that efficiency, we could let's say take their places on some moment, from my perspective personally.
Yeah, actually, this is really amazing point of view, just envision on how DAOs can be the model for the government, something like that. And yeah, but for me, it's first of all about people, only people behind the DAO, and in a DAO, also a decision-making process, it's not so seamlessly. And sometimes it's really tough to make a decision because, for instance, the community can be divided almost 50-50 in their opinion on to do or not to do that thing. And we can see that in a DAO, it also could happen that the decision is not made or kind of blocked because of was not voted or something like that. Because, for instance, for voting in DAOs, we also use quorum. And if there is no quorum, so we can't count the decision is made or not made, something like that. But definitely what I see from my experience, from that experience that our community has right now with DAOs, I think it's very effective model of operations and governance. And definitely it can be really simple, implemented by governments, but if they will accept that. So
Why?
just we are the pioneers of these ideas, and we are the people who will accept that. But will the governments accept it? Another question. And I don't think it's the point of our discussion here. But yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. How can we improve the quality of the decision making in DAO? Because let's be honest, we have different type of intelligence between our members. We have different type of success making decisions. We have different type of, let's say, involving in community, and different type of activities from different type of members. How can we improve the quality of the decision making in DAO? Because from one perspective, we are willing that everybody votes, and that's the ultimate goal for that utopian democracy in a good sense. But from the other perspective, we are willing to be the most efficient. We are willing to be transparent but still efficient. So, what's the balance between those two towers? What to choose? Creating the DAO's strategy, DAO voting strategy.
Yeah, for voting. Actually, just like first of all, we need to focus on people and on the community, because the more people we can have there, even they are not so, like you said, intelligent, or they are not so skillful in this, the more votes we will have. This will just give us an ability to make the more efficient decision. But on the other hand, it's definitely, excuse me, sorry, something really just in my throat, sorry. And but definitely, like I said, we create DAOs for a specific purpose, and this specific purpose is definitely related to some area of skills or experience in something. And definitely DAO people involved into this DAO should be skillful in this thing, should understand what they're doing, should understand the matter of the question is voting there. On the other hand, good educational programs in every DAO, describing and explaining what is this DAO for, what we are doing here, and creating some materials for people who are joining and willing to participate. They need to find some materials, not in the internet, like, yes, but I believe in the structure, something kind of that you can find to read everything about this DAO, and you can ask a question, receive answers, and you can grow yourself, grow your intelligence in this thing. Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of onboarding process. So to be successful, you need to create simple our onboarding process. What about user experience? Because we both know that the early days of DAO, like Aragon, it was ugly. It was like it was inefficient, and it was scary for the most of the newcomers and most of the inhabitants of the beautiful planet. It's just for geeks who love the idea, who understand the meaning of what's going on, who's accepting, who's actually willing to create the new world. But what about the current state of user experience? Because onboarding is beautiful, but what about the user experience? I mean, the interfaces, the quality of interfaces. What's going on in Harmony, and what do you think about other DAO like Aragon and current state of the market?
But actually, I like Aragon with the user experience.
New user experience.
Yeah. But actually, this comes step by step. Just you start with something ugly, and then it becomes
after 5 years. After 5 years, millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah, but that was their way. But currently, I like that, and Aragon is one of the frameworks supporting Harmony right now, and everyone can simply launch DAO with Aragon and Harmony just for game, just like to try to play in game in the DAO to see how it works actually. Yeah, but a lot of another tooling is available on Harmony and not only Aragon. And there is somewhere an Ocean page, I can share it later. I wasn't ready actually, just like with the link right now, but DAO tooling. DAO tooling is amazing part and very important part of any DAO, because without tooling, you can't operate anything in DAO. We definitely in our DAOs we combine a lot of tools together. So just We have, for instance, coordinate for peer-to-peer reviews. So in our DAOs, it means that just like contributors, people, they evaluate all the people working together. They evaluate themselves. Like we are talking together with you just, and I give you just my appreciation. You give me, and you don't give me your appreciation. So in the end of the day, just like you will receive a higher kind of merit, yes, or level of trust. And in the next operational, for instance, period, newcomers will be definitely believe you more than to me, for instance, like, yeah. And we have kind of, like I said, snapshot voting, which is used on Ethereum. So probably it's very, you are familiar with this. So
Yes,
where you can see, yeah.
It's without fees. It's a voting without fees, as I guess, snapshot voting.
Yeah. Snapshot voting without fees and coming. Yeah.
It just Aragon implemented, or any other DAO already implemented that snapshot voting?
No. This is just snapshot.org, just a simple thing, just like implemented on Ethereum first, and then all the Ethereum compatible blockchains can be implemented on that. And another thing is just like you know, we have Notion, but for instance, we also have a DAO tools which can help to operate and plan your work together. We have them already implemented in Harmony. This is like a startups right now, but actually they are really successful also. And a lot of other different tools can cover your needs right now to operate your DAO, but definitely, and I can assume it, or sorry, I can admit it that yes, to operate in a DAO right now, you need too many tools.
Got it.
Yeah, my idea and my dream is then very, very soon we will have just one tool with all the features included together to operate a DAO. This will be something just like very universal and very unique.
Are you standing? Yeah. Are you standing behind that project? Is it Harmony creating that?
No. For Harmony, it's not the big idea to create something like this, because Harmony, first of all, it's a blockchain and technology. So just like the core team is supporting the technology, supporting our protocol. First of all, we need to implement and increase and develop it and also support it.
Yes,
but other people can come just and implement it on us anything they want.
We have very beautiful initiatives from Aragon. They actually recreated the Cleras. They creating that decentralized court on Aragon. They also have feeless, very cheap voting, even being on Ethereum blockchain or any other Ethereum like EVM blockchains. They have that very cheap ability to cheap voting. But the problem is that the most advanced solution right now, it feels like XDAO. We just, but they are Russians, and it's also developed in Moscow. It's just making something very strange for me, because I'm looking at that beautiful project and I have mixed feelings. Right, and I'm not asking for you if you don't wish to, let's say, comment on that, but I'm still looking at XDAO like the most advanced solution right now, even competing with Aragon very efficiently, but still I have big concerns looking at the founders sitting at Moscow City, commenting everything, and we need to trust in the people in which hands we're giving, let's say, that ability to control that layer behind the DAO. So who is hosting the DAO? Because we know that Akash right now creating the decentralized hosting, but we are actually willing to understand who is developing the DAO. We need to understand that we have values, but let's say, the people creating the solutions, creating the blockchain, creating the infrastructure, sharing at least some of our values? Are we, let's say, in some sort of in sync? Because we could create some beautiful new world, and they just could just switch off that beautiful new world in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, actually, yes. I have also a good example about something you mentioned. It's like in November last year, we started with the Russian-speaking DAO. So just like we decided that the Russian language at that time just it can combine people, can unite people from the post-Soviet Union territories. Yes, and we created a really successful DAO, one root DAO we called it, and there were a lot of people from Russia, from Belarus, from Ukraine working together. But yes, some political events has changed, and what I can say is that the DAO is crashed right now, because people decided to divide their abilities. But it's crashed, but not finished at all, because Ukrainian guys, they decided to create their Ukrainian DAO. Russian guys, they are continuing to doing with the DAOs that we started in November. And yeah, so just like everything is happening around us, probably sometimes give us more benefits. And I hope that we can reach the benefits together.
Yes, I hope that the DAO could, let's say, exclude tyrannical motherfuckers from decision-making process, at least, because it feels like our way of management, that beautiful organization with the name Earth, it's really outdated. It's like it's actually not working properly. It's making absolutely obvious, and the Ukraine making that absolutely obvious. The case with Ukraine making that absolutely obvious. Once again, we need to create new management solutions and make more efficient and make the decision faster. That's the moment of truth for anybody, let's say, trusting in old structures, because maybe it will inspire new, let's say, DAO makers, and they will create that new solutions that will improve our world. We're actually trying to do the same. We're putting a lot of effort, let's say, to maintaining that beautiful ecosystem around us. We're trying to create that layer of, let's say, preparedness, and collaborate with each other to create that unique community, or like purpose community, but in a very beautiful crypto way. So that's our goal, and I hope that you could help us with your advice and your experience.
Yeah, actually, just like if I can help, I will be happy about it, because definitely it's what can we do here right now, and we can share our experience and can develop something more advanced than we had previously. And yeah, thank you for the proposition.
Thank you so much. I'm actually today invest in Harmony, and I will try to play with all that staking, just to understand, because I feel it feels like that you summarize all the experience from all the projects coming to your place, and you put a lot of effort, and it's the best way to learn, just looking how the people actually doing that. Just from my perspective, it's the fastest way to learn and get the experience.
Okay, got it. And in my understanding, staking is just a layer one of farming on Harmony, and there are a lot of other different opportunities right now. So we have our GameFi, we have our decentralized finance, and you should definitely investigate them too and do your own research on them. But if there are any questions, you and anyone from the community, guys, I'm always open to answer all the questions, or just at least I can show you where to go with your question and to receive the good reply.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you for the very interesting discussion.
Yeah, and I also satisfied with our discussion. Thank you very much for your question, and thanks everyone who was watching us. Be the one, guys. Yeah, I was happy to be here. Bye bye.
Bye bye.